Rishabh Shetty. I graduated from Srishti Institute of Art and Design in May 2023, and I've been a part of the Earth Fellowship since February 2024. This is the collaborative work that we worked on. Um, um, So basically, this work talks about how climate change affects marine life and how it causes like coral bleaching and stuff. And it basically follows the narrative of like an octopus that is trying to like just sort of live its life and like find food, but eventually it just runs into like a bunch of like hermit crabs that are just sort of like living in a lot of waste underwater, and that sort of transitions into another section where players can actually interact with the work and like play it like a game where they control the octopus and sort of have to like try to free the hermit crabs, but they have to also like avoid sharks by like camouflaging in corals. But the thing is like because of climate change, like the little suns that you will see that are like floating around, they they cause like coral bleaching even like in the game. So like eventually you will not have any like corals left for the octopus to really hide in. So yeah, like you will inevitably lose this game, but it's meant to show like the hardships that marine life may face when dealing with such environmental changes. And okay, so I also made like a comic which basically explores like the hypocrisy of human beings and how like they in how they treat bees, because I saw a bee hotel at Jakur Lake and I was like inspired to make this because of that. So it basically just explores in a comical way like the expectations of humans to like um, sort of expect nature to adapt to them on their terms while also like harming it. Like I don't know, there was just a lot of irony there in seeing like a bee hotel. So I just really wanted to explore that in some kind of artistic medium. Then I also made um, this card game, which basically is like a gamified mind map of sorts, which explores different causations and interrelations of climate change. And it's basically a two-player game with 18 cards, and players can choose to be the um, team circle or team square. And based on that, they need to complete the illustrations based on the shape that they've chosen. Completing an illustration that is of their shape gives them 2 points, while any other shape gives them 1 point. And in the end of it, it gives players a chance to reflect and sort of like examine and see the kind of relations and causations and symptoms of climate change, and even like effects that they may not have really like paid attention to yet. So this is an introductory cutscene for a game that I made for the Earth Climate Fellowship. I also presented this at the ICAS event in August. So basically, I wanted to look at air pollution and climate change through an ecofeminist perspective. Um, this video game follows the narrative of a transgender man who's just like had top surgery. Um, as they are sort of like experiencing a moment of like gender euphoria, um, they their mask stops functioning and they like go to a cisgender man for help, and they don't really receive it. So when they like go to like access similar resources that the other person has, it's seen as like an act of violence, because that's often what marginalized communities are treated like. And when they like try to leave the sort of situation, they they have to basically confront a world that has like sort of dried up and like all the grass has wilted away, and then they just sort of thrown into that world. The segment after that basically just sort of is a walking walking simulator where like the character just sort of explores this like maze like place where their oxygen levels keep dropping and they must avoid these like mutant creatures that have like adapted to air pollution and climate change. Even though mutant creatures have been inspired by real life creatures that are resistant to climate change, like tardigrades, naked mole rats, and turtles. And the haikus, like if you view them through like green light, then the red is highlighted. If you view them through red light, then the green is highlighted. So it lets you see like two different sort of creative writing, um, artistic perspectives of like similar, of like the same issue through like a different lens. Like one is more glamorized and one is more blunt. And eventually, this like game sort of leads to the main character just sort of like trying to like escape into a cave where where they come out on the other end, and like it's just kind of a hopeful ending about like what the world could be if we tried. And like one possible solution to like climate change and air pollution could be like methane recycling, and a world where um, basically just um, creates like the possibility of like what the world could be, where you don't need to like wear um, masks for like oxygen purification or like air purification or anything like that, but for like self-expression or something like that. That's it.